Hi everyone, I'm Nathan from the eBookreader.com. For this video review, I'm going to give you guys a look at the Kobo Aura ebook reader. So I've been struggling a bit with this review, so it's kind of late. There's some things I like about the Kobo Aura, and there's some things I don't like about it. So let me first start off with the things I like. The design is really nice. It's one of the best designed ebook readers I've seen. It's really thin, it's really light, and it has this unique feature where the screen is in the same level as the front bezel, so it's all like the same level like a tablet would be. It's actually the first ebook reader to do that, because like all the other ebook readers, like the Kobo Glow before, it has this indented bezel right here, and this has the infrared touchscreen, and it has the sensors inside the side right there. So it's kind of important to have the indented the indented screen there. But with the Kobo Aura, it uses a capacitive touchscreen. It's the first Kobo ebook reader to have a capacitive screen, and with that, they were able to develop it so that it's all flat on one plane edge-to-edge screen. I really like the look of that. I really like the feel of it. I also really like the feel of the device in the hand. It's really light. It has sort of this like texture on the back. It doesn't have the soft texture feel like it used to. It's a little bit more streamlined and slick, but it really has the texture back there to keep your fingers from sliding off it, which is nice. Then on the bottom here we've got the micro SD card slot. It does stick out just a hair. Kobo's e-readers usually have them stick out a little bit. As you can see when I set it right here, it doesn't sit quite level because it's sticking out. But it's also got the USB port down there, and then we've got the front light switch, and then the power slider right there. So this light turns this button turns the light on and off. I have a really bright light shining on this, so it shows up good on the camera. You really can't see the effect of the front light very well right now, but I will go ahead and turn off the light here in a little while. But the main thing that you'll notice about this device, when you get it next to another Kobo e-reader, or you get it next to the Kindle Paperwhite, is that the background isn't as white. It's like more of a yellow tone. It's darker in tone. So that's kind of unusual. I wasn't expecting it to be like that. So here it is with the Paperwhite as well. And let me go ahead and turn the lights off. You can tell a little bit better. So for some reason it just has sort of a darker background than other ebook readers and other Kobo e-readers. So this is the Kobo Glow. It definitely is more white in tone. The color of the front light's a little bit different too. It's a little bit more bluish, and this is a little bit yellowish. With this particular unit, it probably varies between each one, because I've seen a lot of front light e-readers and it seems to vary a lot. But this particular unit has sort of a yellowish hue on the upper half. It's definitely more yellow right there than it is right there. It's not something that really bothers me at all, but it's something you can see even more when you compare it to the Kobo Glow, because the Kobo Glow is a lot more even in my opinion. It's just white, not white, but sort of an off-whitish, yellowish white. And right here and right there seems to be the same color, whereas it's different from the Kobo Aura. So I'll do some proper comparisons between those devices at a later date. I just sort of wanted to show the light. Let me go ahead and dim the light as well, show you different levels of light. Right now it's at 100%, and those other devices you just saw were at 100% as well. So if we go all the way down right here, like I said, we're in a well-lit room right here, so the front light isn't really having a huge amount of effect. I'm going to go ahead and turn this light on so that it shows the text better. Okay, so from a software perspective, the Kobo Aura is pretty much just the same as any other Kobo ebook reader. They do have a couple of additional features that launch here, like the Pocket integration, where you can clip web articles and send them to your Kobo. I'm going to level with you, I haven't tried that because I don't use Pocket, but it sounds like something that would be better for a full review, so I'll probably touch base with that later. But the other Kobo ebook readers have that integration now as well, so you can get Pocket on those. So one thing that separates this from the other Kobo e-readers is that with the capacitive screen they went ahead and added pinch zooming. So the pinch zooming works with infrared screens, but for some reason they never added it to the other Kobo e-readers. But we do have the option to pinch zoom right now. So as you can see right here, I opened up a PDF, and so for PDFs the pinch zooming I think works pretty darn well. It's pretty smooth, as you can see right here. This is a big PDF too. It's a 90 megabyte PDF. And as far as the zooming goes, it does the partial refresh stage right there, and then it refreshes, and then once you get to the edge you can scroll over. So basically what I'm getting at here is I do like the pinch zooming. It works well for PDFs, and then the zoom level remains when you turn pages here. This is taking longer than usual to turn a page, but as you can see you can zoom in and out easily with the pinch zooming, and then you can just tap the page to turn pages, and then the level remains with the zoom. So I'll go ahead and do a different PDF review later, get in depth with PDFs. Right now I just wanted to show you the pinch zooming, but the pinch zooming I tried on the web browser. It does not work nearly as well on the web browser. It's really jerky, it's just not very good to use. I also tried it with the CBR file, and it actually crashed the device. It was not very smooth at all with the web browser or the CBRs, which is a comic book. But with the PDFs, the print assuming it's working well. It's definitely better than I expected, actually. So on the home screen here, it lists your recent activity. It will include everything like the web browser, and it will include like adding books to your library, and it'll also show you recommendations at times. If you want to get rid of these, you can just long press and then dismiss, and then it will get rid of it, and it'll add a new one in its place. So see, there goes the recommended title right there. So like other things will get added to here, not just reading. So if you add highlights and stuff, it'll get added onto here. There's some different games up here. The Kobo e-readers have a few different games, and you can also, once you open some of these, it will put a little tile on the home screen for these as well. So as you can see, there's chess, there's a sketch pad, there's the web browser. The web browser, like I said, is pretty slow. Oh, you gotta turn this way. Some things in here you scroll up and down, other things you scroll right to left, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, a couple more games, Unblock It and Word Scramble. Okay, well, I'm in the settings menu. Let me go ahead and show you some of these other items here. So obviously Kobo e-readers, they do support a lot of languages. This one right here is set in English. Here we go. It's got the other languages listed here. Since Kobo sells these internationally, you can also set your different dictionaries in here as well. See what I mean? You scroll up and down on this one, and the other one you scroll side to side. Kind of weird menu ideas, but anyway, let's go back to the settings menu here. Some of the other options, you can set the sleep and light power. So this thing has a sleep cover, which I'll also be doing a review of, and you can set that to turn on and off right here. The sleep cover automatically wakes the device and turns it off when you close the cover. So check back, I'll do a review for the cover. Spoiler alert, it's really nice, I like it a lot. Anyway, let me go ahead. See, like I said, you can do Pocket. You got to set up your Pocket account here. I have not tried it because I really don't use Pocket. But let me go ahead and show you the reading settings in here. So you can go ahead and change where you want to tap the screen. So the new Kobo e-reader, the Kobo Aura here, has the refresh. It's been extended, so because of the Regal waveform technology inks using now, they can extend the partial refresh. So now you got the default is set for does a full page refresh once every chapter, or you can go in here and set it for 1, 5, or 10 pages. Usually I like to set it at 1 page because I don't like the ghosting that occurs with this sort of thing with partial refresh. Especially when you have the front light, it always seems to highlight the ghosting a little bit more. But one thing I've noticed about the Aura is that I don't really have a problem with ghosting at all on here. So I actually just left it set at the chapter. So what ghosting is sometimes you'll see like faint text from the previous page, like after you turn a page. But I don't have that problem. I haven't had that problem at all, which is weird because on the Kindle Paperwhite it's ghosting way more. So I have it set to 1 page because. And it has the newer ink screen, so for whatever reason, I don't know why, but it seems to be ghosting a lot more than the Kobo Aura. So that's just something to keep in mind. So let me go ahead and walk you through some of the features here. It has all the same software features as before as with the other Kobo e-readers. You can go in here. This is your little page navigator right here. You touch this and it'll bring up the, you can jump pages here. You can just jump by chapters if you hit the, line there. If you can scroll through the line. And like these arrows, the double arrow right there goes for chapters, and then the single arrow does page. So we've also got the table of contents down here, and if you just pop up the table of contents, it'll give you a list as usual. You can just jump back and forth. So you've got the other font adjusting options as usual, kind of thing with Kobo that makes them popular is they got the advanced settings here. So you can go in and fine tune your font. You can make them nice and bold by increasing the weight. It does make them a little rougher, so it's just sort of something you got to play with and sort of find the exact font you like. So that definitely did bold it up more, but it made it a little bit rougher as well. So you just got to kind of fine tune it exactly how you like. So with Kobo e-readers, you can also add your own fonts. So these are all the default fonts that it comes with, except for this one. I added this one. I really like that font. But what you'll find is when you add your own fonts is that you just got to put a font folder on the root of the drive and then just put your fonts in there. One thing you'll see though is you can't adjust the weight and stuff, so you don't have the advanced settings when you have the custom fonts in there, your own fonts in there. But we've also got the justification options down here like usual. You can just do the left justification if you'd rather have the better spacing. We've also got the usual margins and line spacing adjustments. So as you can see, I got the margins all the way down. There's still a bit of space there, but it just sort of depends on the book basically. It varies greatly between books, the adjusting options you have. So this particular book has the header and the footer, as you can see. I've complained about this in other reviews because I don't like the wasted space. Kobo still doesn't seem to want to add any option for that, so you still have that regardless. So it's more like a 4.5, 5-inch screen instead of a 6-inch screen, but that's just how it is. The Kobo ebooks, they do it like that with a top and bottom footer. And if you have your own book loaded into here, like this one I think is from eBooks that I downloaded with the browser, you can actually, it doesn't have the top one, but it still has the bottom footer. And sometimes it still has a huge space down there from the Widows and Orphans issue. I don't know, it just sort of depends on the book. You get that big space down there. So as far as the on-screen stuff, you got the usual stuff. You hold down and you get the Facebook sharing. You can do searches. It pops up the dictionary, as you can see. You can drag these little icons to add highlights. And it's the same deal as it's been for a while with the Kobo e-readers. I thought it might be a little bit smoother with a capacitive screen. As far as scrolling goes, it's still not quite as smooth as like the Kindle Paperwhite, but as far as highlighting, I mean, but it still works well. It's just a little bit harder to get to the exact spot you want it to end, start and end. So there we go, right at the end of the sentence there. And then we can also go in here and access the dictionary, of course, and then the translation dictionary as well. There's some different options. So some of the other options down here is you can go ahead and add these to collections just from the list right here, and you can also mark them as finished. I already showed you the reading settings in there. And then we have the main settings up here, so if you wanted to like adjust the brightness of the front light, you just hit this icon right here and you can adjust this. So it's a little bit more depth than it used to be. You could used to just hit the button and it would bring it up, but now you have to. I guess you can hit the button up here actually if you just go like this. No, you don't. You have to hit the menu and then hit the brightness again. I don't know, they keep changing with every firmware update. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, basically this is what it looks like with the front line backs. Let me go ahead and turn off some of these lights and show you what the front light looks like with it darker. Okay, so this is kind of a look at the front light in a darker room. It's still kind of light in here, and it's not that easy to show because the camera automatically adjusts for brightness anyway. But so this is what the front light looks like. Here it is compared to the Kobo Glow. Like I said, it's definitely whiter on the Kobo Glow. Both of these have the front light maxed out right now. Let's go ahead and adjust it a bit here, and I'll show you some different levels. So it's definitely brighter on the Kobo Glow. The Kobo Aura has more of a yellowish tone to it for sure. It's a lot more subdued. One thing I can tell you up close is that the font or the text on the Kobo Aura does look a little bit clearer. For whatever reason, it's just slightly a little bit, I don't want to say washed out, but it's just sort of a little bit fuzzier on the Kobo Glow for some reason. For whatever reason on the Kobo Aura, it's just a little bit more refined as far as the appearance of the text in relationship to the front light. If we turn those both all the way down, oops, get these all the way down here, that's what they look like with them both off, or not off, but all the way down. Definitely a lot darker on the Kobo Aura for sure. Let's go ahead and turn them off here. So that's what they look like with it off. And as you can see with it off, the background color is even more noticeable on the Kobo Aura, the Kobo Aura. The Kobo Glow, it's much lighter. I mean, that's way many more shades lighter than that. I don't know if it shows up, how well it's going to show up on the camera, but it's just interesting to see the difference. I mean, it doesn't make the Kobo Aura any more difficult to read by any means, but I don't know, why wouldn't you want a lighter background? It's kind of one of those things. But from everything else, I really like this Kobo Aura. Like I said, it fits in your hand really well. I mean, it's very thin, it's very light. It's probably the most comfortable to hold e-reader as far as 6-inch goes that I've reviewed. And I really do like the design. They did a good job on it. It just seems nice and refined and sleek. I really like the edge-to-edge screen in front. Just sort of a thing with the front light. Or I mean the screen just being a little bit darker than like what you get on the other Kobo readers and the Kobo or the Kindle Paperwhite. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this review right here. Check out eBookReader.com. I'll have the full written review on there, and I'm also going to be posting some reviews. Like I said, I'll do some comparisons between these devices. I also got to post a review of the sleep cover for the Kobo Aura. So check out the eBook Reader's YouTube channel. I'll be posting a lot more videos here lately, and I'm also going to post some follow-up reviews of the Kobo Aura, some like PDF reviews, and I'll probably try out the Pocket integration here eventually, and I'll post a review of that as well. So thank you for watching, and check out the eBookReader.com for more details. And if you like my videos, please subscribe and keep watching. Thank you.